Across Leonida, these aren't separate stories. They're connected. Routes, towns, people, a system that moves through all of them, mostly unseen. This is everything we know about the mysteries of the Leonida Underworld. Beyond the mainland, there's a side of Leonida most people never see. This is Leonida Underworld. Out past the mainland, beyond the lights of Vice City, there's a stretch of water where things move differently. The Leonida Keys. By day it's quiet. Tourists' boats, open water. But at night, it becomes something else. Just after midnight last Thursday, a small vessel was picked up briefly on marine radar, moving fast, just south of the Keys. No running lights, no registered ID. And then, it disappeared. According to maritime sources, this isn't unusual. Unmarked boats have been moving through the Keys for weeks, always at night, always fast, and always off the books. But 3 nights ago, something changed. At approximately 2:14 a.m., residents on a smaller island reported hearing engines cut suddenly, just offshore. No distress call, no lights, just silence. By morning, a private dock showed signs of activity. Wet planks, fresh markings, and one thing left behind: a single duffel bag. Empty. No owner. No fingerprints. No explanation. At the same time, back on the mainland, activity at Port Leonida spiked without record. One incoming shipment, cleared without inspection. No documentation errors. No flags. Just cleared. And further inland, near the outer edges of the grass rivers, unconfirmed reports suggest increased movement through restricted waterways, routes that don't officially exist. Individually, none of this proves anything. A radar blip, a noise in the night, a missing container. But together, it starts to look like a route. Because the Leonida Keys sit between everything: open water to the south, port access to the north, and miles of wetlands beyond that. If something is moving through the Keys, it doesn't stay there. It passes through, from the ocean, to the port, to the interior, and whatever was left behind on that dock was never meant to be found. No agencies have confirmed an active investigation. No suspects have been named. No routes officially acknowledged. But across Leonida, the pattern is getting harder to ignore. And in the Keys, things don't move during the day. They move at night. There's a stretch of coastline in Leonida most people don't talk about anymore. Port Gellhorn. It used to be a destination. Motels full. Beaches crowded. Neon signs lit all night. Now, the signs still glow, but no one's checking in. The attractions are closed. The strip malls are empty. And the only traffic moving through doesn't stay long. Truck stops, late-night gas stations, motels that rent by the hour. This isn't a vacation spot anymore. It's a corridor. According to local reports, activity through Port Gellhorn has increased over the past several months. Not tourists, not families. Movement. Vehicles that don't stop for long. People who don't stay registered. Transactions that don't leave records. By itself, none of that proves anything. But Port Gellhorn sits in a very specific place. South of the Keys, north of open water routes, and just far enough from Vice City to stay unnoticed, which makes it ideal for something else. Because if something comes in quietly, it doesn't go straight to the city. It moves through places like this first. Unseen, unregistered, unquestioned. From the docks, to the roadside motels, to vehicles heading inland before sunrise. And by the time it reaches Vice City, there's no trace of where it started. No confirmed investigations. No official statements. Just patterns. Small ones. That start to connect. Because in Leonida, nothing moves without passing through somewhere. And Port Gellhorn was never meant to be the destination. If you think Ambrosia is controlled, say who you think is running it. And if you're following what's happening across Leonida, subscribe. Because this isn't just one town. It's part of something bigger. This is Leonida Underworld. There's a place that still calls itself stable. Ambrosia, a working town, built around one thing. The refinery. Allied Crystal. It provides the jobs, the paychecks, the reason people stay. And on the surface, that's enough. Because in Ambrosia, routine looks like order. Morning shifts, factory whistles, trucks moving in and out on the same schedule every day. It feels predictable, controlled. But not everything in Ambrosia runs on a schedule. Because once the refinery slows, something else takes over. The roads don't empty. They chain. Different engines, different traffic, different rules. The kind you don't see posted anywhere. Local reports describe it as presence. Not loud, not chaotic, just there. Motorcycles outside the same bars every night. The same faces at the same corners. The same vehicles that never seem to get pulled over. People in Ambrosia don't talk about it. They adjust to it. Because the refinery may run the economy. But it doesn't run the town. Not after dark. That belongs to someone else. A group that doesn't advertise. Doesn't need to. Because control in Ambrosia isn't about visibility. It's about understanding who not to cross. Businesses that stay open because they're allowed to. Deliveries that move because they're expected. And a system that keeps everything moving, without ever being questioned. From the refinery gates, to the back roads leading out of town, Ambrosia connects. To places that don't show up on paper. To routes that don't get tracked. And to the same pattern showing up across Leonida. Because whatever moves through the Keys and passes through Port Gellhorn has to pass somewhere next. And in Ambrosia, it doesn't slow down. It gets organized. No official statements. No confirmed oversight. Just a town that still works during the day and belongs to someone else at night. If you think the refinery runs Ambrosia, look again. Tell me who you think really controls it. In Mount Kalanga, you're being watched, even when you're alone. On the northern edge of Leonida, there's still room to disappear. Mount Kalanga, a national park, hunting trails, fishing spots, miles of backwoods that stretch farther than most people are willing to go. During the day, it looks like open land, freedom, space to breathe. But the deeper you go, the less it feels that way. Because in Mount Kalanga, distance isn't just about space. It's about separation. From roads, from oversight, from anything that keeps track of what happens out there. There are trails in Kalanga that don't appear on any map. Paths cut through the woods by people who know exactly where they're going and exactly who won't follow. At night, the park changes. Engines where there shouldn't be any. Lights moving through trees that don't belong to hikers. Campfires that don't show up twice in the same place. An activity that doesn't leave a record. Local reports describe it as noise. Dirt bikes, ATVs, movement deep off the main trails. But noise isn't the concern. It's what the noise covers. Because Mount Kalanga isn't just remote. It's connected. Back routes that lead out of the forest. Toward Ambrosia. Toward roads that eventually reach Vice City. And places inside the woods. Where things can stop moving. For a long time. No official patrols deep enough to confirm anything. No consistent oversight. Just fragments. Hunters who come back early. Hikers who don't return the same way they entered. And stories that never get written down. Because in Kalanga, what happens off the trail doesn't always come back with you. And whatever is moving through Leonida doesn't always stay on the road. In Kalanga, distance doesn't protect you. It just makes it easier to disappear. Vice City still sells the same image. Sun beaches, nightlife. The pastel hotels, the white sand, the crowds that never seem to stop moving. From Ocean Beach to Little Cuba, from the Tishawaka flea market to the busiest cruise port in the world, Vice City looks like opportunity. And for some people, it is. But Vice City isn't just a destination. It's where everything ends up. The routes from the Keys, the movement through Port Gellhorn, the control in Ambrosia, the hidden activity in Mount Kalanga. It all leads here. During the day, it's easy to miss. Tourists, traffic, business as usual. But at night, the city changes. Money moves faster. Deals happen in places no one remembers. Cars don't stop. And the people who run things don't need to be seen. Because Vice City doesn't operate like the rest of Leonida. It absorbs it. Every route, every operation, every piece of the system eventually passes through here, where it's cleaned, moved, or turned into something else. No official statements. No single organization. Just a city built on excess. And everything that comes with it. Because in Leonida, nothing really ends. It just arrives in Vice City. This is Leonida Underworld, crime stories from the shadows of Vice City, USA. From hidden routes and controlled territories to the city where it all connects, we uncover the underworld behind paradise. If you've been following this, you already see the pattern. And it's not finished. Subscribe, share, and comment if you want to see where it leads next. This is Leonida Underworld.